In this video, we are going to learn some of the most important and mostly used functions of Google Sheets. Learning these functions will help you speed up your work and save a lot of your time. So, let's get started. Here we have the sample dataset that we are going to use in today's tutorial. This dataset contains driver name, city name, and the trip allowance that driver has earned by completing trip to this specific city. Let's say from this dataset we need different information. For example, we can see we have driver name in proper case. Let's say we need driver names in uppercase. How we can change this proper case into uppercase? For this, we need to use upper function. Let's say here we want to bring driver names in uppercase. How we can do this? For this, we can use the upper function. Equal sign, always whenever we will be adding we will be using a formula or function, we need to add the equal sign before adding the function. Equal sign, we will use upper function, open parenthesis, we will select the cell from which we want to get the text and we want to change text into uppercase. Close parenthesis, enter, and we have here driver name in uppercase. We have suggestion from the Google Sheets that do we want to apply upper function on all these cells. If we are okay, we can agree and we can see in all these cells or in this column we have driver names in uppercase. Now in case, let's say in any of our dataset we have driver names or we have text in uppercase and we want to change the uppercase into lowercase. How we can do this? For this we need to use the lower function. How we can use lower function? Equal sign, we will simply write lower, open parenthesis, we will select the cell from which we want to get the data and we want to change the data text into lowercase. Let's say we want to get the text from this cell, close parenthesis, press enter, and we can see instantly we have text into lowercase. Google Sheet is suggesting us that do we need to use lowercase function in all these cells? If we agree, we can just click on this mark and you can see in all these cells the text or driver names has been changed into lowercase. Similarly, let's say in any of our data set we have a situation where we have uppercase or lowercase and we want only the proper case. How we can do this? Simply the same way we have been used upper and lower function, we can use the proper function. Equal sign, we will write proper, open parenthesis, we can select the cell in which we have text, close parenthesis, press enter, and we have text in proper case. We will just click on this so that we have proper case in all these cells and you can see instantly we have been changed text into uppercase, lowercase, and proper case. These are the three functions that we can use to instantly change the text case. Next situation or next case is, let's say we want to combine driver name and city name in one cell along with one dash between driver name and city name. How we can do this? For this, we can use concatenate function. Concatenate function is used to combine data from different cells into a single cell. How we will use concatenate function? As always, we need to put equal sign. We will write concatenate function, open parenthesis, the first cell from which we want to bring the data or text, that is obviously driver name. As we also want to add the dash between driver name and the city name, we will add here and sign, quotation mark, space, dash, as we want to add the dash, again space, quotation mark, again and sign. And now we can select the second cell, that is city name. We will select the cell in which we have city name, close parenthesis, enter, and here we have been combined the driver name along with the city name using concatenate function. To apply this same formula or function in all these cells, we simply need to drag this formula down. So we have in all these cells driver name along with the city name. So we have driver name and city name in one cell that we have been done using the concatenate function. Next situation or the next case scenario is that let's say we want to extract the unique city names. We want to remove duplicates and we want to get the unique city names. How we can do this? We can do this using unique function. How we will use unique function? Equal sign, unique function, open parenthesis, select the range in which we have all the city names, close parenthesis, enter, and instantly we have all the unique city names. Similarly, let's say if we want to get the unique driver names, because we know that driver names are being repeated here and we want to get only the unique driver names, how we can do this? Same, we will use the unique function. Open parenthesis, after unique function, select the range in which we have all the driver names, close parenthesis, enter, and these are the unique driver names. Here is no duplication, no repetition. Next situation or next case scenario is that let's say we want to find out that how much we are paying for each of these locations or for each of these cities. How we can find out for this? We can use the VLOOKUP function. Equal sign, VLOOKUP function, open parenthesis, search key, we will select the cell in which we have city for which we want to find out how much we are paying trip allowance, comma, next range, we will select the city name and the trip allowance, both columns, because we will search city name in this column and we will bring back trip allowance from this column. So we need to select the both columns. We will select both columns. We will use F4 to lock this range. Again, comma, next we need to put here column number. As we have trip allowance, that we need trip allowance is in the second column of our selection. So we will put here 2, then again comma, here we need to put false, close parenthesis, enter. We will just select this because we want to apply VLOOKUP for all these locations. And here we go. We have trip allowance for all of these locations. In this way, we can use the VLOOKUP function in Google Sheets. Let's say here we have some wrong city name that VLOOKUP cannot find here. For example, let's say I will put here New York 1. Let's say I will put here maybe Florida, wrong spelling, and let's say I will just use this VLOOKUP here and you can see we have answer that is in error. In case we have error, how we can deal with this? We can use IFERROR function. What I will do, IFERROR, open parenthesis, we will select the cell from which we are finding out if there is error or no. In case there is error, what we want to bring, let's say we want to bring back 0, close parenthesis, enter. We will just go for OK. And here you can see for all these cells we don't have error, so result is same as it is. In case we have error, what we put, we need 0. So here in these two cells we have error, so we got answer 0. Let's say in place of 0 we want here value not found. So what we will do in place of 0, we will simply write quotation mark value not found, quotation mark, enter. And if we will drag it down, you will see the in place of 0 result will be value not found. So this is the way we can use IFERROR function to change error into our desired output or notification. In addition to these functions, we have here some more functions that we can learn using this dataset. For example, let's say if we want to find out how much total trip allowance is earned by employees, we can simply use SUM function. This is quite a basic function of Google Sheet as well as for Excel. We will do SUM function, open parentheses, we will select the range in which we have trip allowance, close parentheses, enter, and we have been got total of this trip allowance using SUM function. Let's say we want to find out how much total trip allowance for this driver Emily Johnson. What we will do, equal SUMIF function, open parentheses, what we will do, we will select the range in which we have driver names because we want to sum based on the driver name. We will select the range. Next, we need to put comma. Then we will put here criteria. What is criteria? If any of these cells contain Emily Johnson, what we will do, quotation mark, we will put here Emily Johnson, quotation mark. This is our criteria. Then comma, what is sum range? We want to sum trip allowance, right? We will select this range in which we have trip allowance, close parenthesis, enter, and here we got that total trip allowance earned by Emily Johnson is 270. This result we got using SUMIF function. Next function that we have is average. Let's say we want to find out that how much on average trip allowance we have paid. What we will do, we will use average function, open parentheses, we will select all these cells in which we have trip allowance, close parentheses, enter, and here we got that on average we have paid $55.98 per trip. Next we have a case that how much on average trip allowance is earned by John Carter. Average with a condition. What we will do, we will use average if function, open parentheses, criteria. As our basic criteria is John Carter, we want to find out the average for John Carter. So we need to select the range in which we have John Carter, that is driver, right? So we will select this range. We will add comma. Next is our criteria. As our criteria is John Carter, quotation mark, we will add here John Carter, again quotation mark, comma. Next, average range. As we want to find out the average trip allowance, we will select the range in which we have trip allowance, close parentheses, enter. So here we got the result that average trip allowance of John Carter is 53. Next we have a case that what is the lowest trip allowance for each of these locations. So for this, simply we can use minimum function. We will select the full range from which we want to find out the minimum value, close parentheses, enter. So here we can see that the lowest or the minimum trip allowance is $30. Next we have the highest trip allowance. Let's say we want to find out that what is the highest trip allowance for these locations. We can simply use max, as we need to find out the maximum value in this range. We will select this range in which we have trip allowance, close parentheses. So here we go. The maximum trip allowance is $200. Next we have a situation, total trips completed in the month. Let's say we want to find out how much are these total trips. We will use COUNTA, count a function, open parentheses. Count a function counts everything in the range. So we can use it even on the text or even on the numbers. So let's say we will use on the text. We will use the driver names, list of driver names in this data set to find out how much total trips. Close parentheses, enter, and it gave us that total 50 trips are done by the drivers in this month. Similarly, let's say we want to use count function to find out total number of trips in this month. In that case, if we want to use count function only counts numeric values. Let's say we will use the text. In count function, you will see the result would be 0. So we have been selected these city names, that is the text, close parentheses, enter, and you can see the result is 0. So if we want to use the count function, we need to use the range in which we have the numeric values. So here we have numeric values in trip allowance column. So we will select this column, press enter, and you can see the result is exactly same. Total number of trips in the month are 50. Next we have a situation that total number of trips of Chicago, that how many number of trips are done in the month for the Chicago. So we need to count with a condition, right? Number of trips for location Chicago, right? So we will use count if function. Count if function, open parentheses, what is the range? As our criteria is Chicago, so we will select the range in which we have city names, comma. Next is our range, is our criteria, sorry. So our criteria is Chicago. So quotation mark, Chicago, quotation mark, close parentheses, enter. So here we have result, the total number of trips for Chicago in the month are 4. Next, we have a situation that we want to add today's date in our data set. Let's say this is our data set that we have worked upon today and we want to add today's date. What is the quickest way to add today's date? We can use today function. Today function, open parentheses, close parentheses, enter, and it will give us today's date, that is 2nd April 2025. But one thing that you need to keep in mind, this is dynamic date. Similarly, if let's say you want to add today's date and time, you can use now function, open parentheses, close parentheses, enter. It will instantly give you today's date and time. But there is a drawback, this is dynamic function. If you will come tomorrow, maybe in the morning, it will show you tomorrow's morning time with 3rd April 2025. So in case you want to keep date and time static, what you need to use, one thing you can use the date function. What I will do, date function, open parentheses, year, as we know this is 2025, comma, month, let's say it is 4th month or April, let's say day is 2nd April, close parentheses, enter. So this is the date, this is static. If you will come in this file after 1 year, you will see the same date. Similarly, if you want to put the date, there is another way. We can use control plus semicolon. Control plus semicolon, instantly it will give you date, that is static, not dynamic. Similarly for current time, similarly if you want to put the static time, you don't want to change time later on, we can use control, shift and semicolon. Instantly it will give you current time or the time that is right now. So friends, as of now we have been discussed all these functions, we have been learned all these functions. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to give thumbs up. Don't forget to share this knowledge with your friends. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Bye bye.